Hello everyone, welcome to Genius Math Minds. In this video, we will be seeing about the roots of quadratic equation. Now, what are roots exactly? Roots, let's say an example, a basic example. This is a quadratic equation. Since the degree is 2, that is the highest power, we can solve this by any methods. We can use factorization now. So, x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equals 0. X square minus 2x minus 3 of x minus 2 equals 0. From this we can take x minus 2 minus 3 of x minus 2 equals 0. So x minus 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals 2 and 3. So for this equation 2 and 3 are the roots. So roots are just a basic thing that we can put in the variable in an equation so that the equation becomes 0. So if we plug in 2 and 3 here, we will get 0. So this equation, the roots of this equation are 2 and 3. So that is the meaning of roots. Now let's get to the next topic, that is nature of roots. The nature of roots basically means whether the roots are either real or imaginary or equal or unequal. So the basic formula to get this is b square minus 4ac, that we can otherwise call as determinant. If this b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then we get imaginary roots. If this b square minus 4ac, what this b, a and c are from the general quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So this is the a, this is b and this is c. That's where we get the ABCs of this. So if this is greater than 0, we will have real roots and unequal roots. If this b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, then we will have real roots but equal roots. So where do we get this b square minus 4ac? That is from the quadratic formula which we use to solve a quadratic equation. That is, when we have an equation ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, this is the general form of a quadratic equation. The quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a. If the term inside the square root, that is the b square minus 4ac, which we saw previous, is less than 0, then the value inside the root will be negative, which will obviously be imaginaries. If this is greater than 0, then we will have real numbers, since root of any positive is real. So we will have two different roots, that is minus b plus the determinant by 2a and minus b plus minus b minus the determinant by 2a. So we will get two equals, but they are different, they are not equal, so they are unequal. But if we have b square minus 4ac equals 0, the only root we will get is minus b by 2a. So this whole term will become 0. So we will have two roots, but they will be equal, that is same. So this is the thing about nature of roots. Now let's have some with example. Let's say we have an example like x square minus 4x plus 4 equals 0. We need to apply this formula, b square minus 4ac. Here a equals 1, b equals negative 4 and c equals 4. So negative 4 the whole square is 16 minus 4 times of a is 1, c is 4. which will get 16 minus 16 equals 0. So this equation will have real roots, but they will be equal. Now let's say we have another example. X square minus x plus 6 equals 0. So apply the same formula, b square minus 4ac. Here a equals 1, b equals minus 1, c equals 6. So minus 1 the whole square is 1, minus 4 times of 1 times 6 equals 1 minus 24, which is minus 23. So this is actually negative, that is less than 0. So this equation will have imaginary roots. Now the last thing. Let's say we have x square minus 6x plus 6 minus 6 equals 0. So here we have a equals 1, b equals negative 1, negative 6, c equals negative 6. So we have b square minus 4ac as formula. b is minus 6, 36 minus 4 times of a is 1, c is negative 6. We will get 36 plus 24. Since negative times negative is positive, so we will have 60, which is positive, that is greater than 0. So this equation will have real roots and they will be unequal. So these are the things about nature of roots. So the nature of roots gives you whether the root is imaginary, real root, equal roots or unequal roots. So that's the thing about nature of roots. Now let's get to the last topic in this video, that is roots in equation. Let's say we have two roots in an equation. Let's say they are alpha and beta. Alpha and beta are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c. Then the sum of roots alpha plus beta. Since these are the roots of this equation, we have to sum, that is add this equation. We get minus b by a. That is the negative of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Now the next thing is product of roots. If we multiply both the roots, that is alpha times beta, we get the constant term divided by the coefficient of x square. This is like a formula. So if we have these roots, if we have the sum of roots and product of roots, then we can also develop the quadratic equation from this. The formula for that is x square minus alpha plus beta of x plus alpha beta equals 0. So this is the sum of the roots. So the sum of the roots we have here is minus b by a. So x square minus b by a times x plus alpha beta is c by a equals 0. Multiply with a. So ax square minus times minus is plus. So plus bx plus c equals 0. This was the equation we had initially. So this is the formula. When we have the sum of the roots and product of roots, then we can develop the quadratic equation. Now let's have some examples for this. Let's say we have an example like x square minus 5x plus 6 equals 0, which the example we got earlier. So here alpha plus beta, that is sum of roots, equals minus b by a. So alpha plus beta equals minus, here a equals 1, b equals minus 5, c equals 6. So we have minus of minus 5 by 1, which is 5. Now alpha beta equals c by a. So c is 6, alpha is a is 1, so we have 5. Now let's solve this equation. X square minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. X minus 3 times x minus 2 equals 0. X equals 2 and 3. That is, let's say alpha equals 2 and beta equals 3. So alpha plus beta is 2 plus 3 equals 5, and alpha beta, that is, if we multiply these roots, we have 2 times 3, which is 6. So alpha beta equals 6, which we got here. Alpha plus beta equals 5, which we got here. So this is the basic things in roots in equation. Thank you.